On this episode of the Infowars News with Muslim refugee shot Allahu Akbar during axe attack. Ted Cruz doesn't endorse Donald Trump. And Alaska catches a fire during flag burning. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of August the 1st, 2016 is the first of the day, and it's written by, Paul Joseph Watson, and the title is called Afghan Refugee Shouting Allahu Akbar Attacks German train passengers with axe. 3 seriously injured after rampage. Well, it's now starting to happen now, as everybody else has predicted. Several people on a train in Germany have been seriously injured after a 17-year-old Afghan immigrant began attacking passengers with an axe and a knife. The Bosphore Minister of the Interior has confirmed that the culprit is a 17-year-old Afghani attacker shouted Allahu Akbar as he carried out the rampage. The attacker happened on a train between, I can't pronounce the 2 words here since they're in German, but you can tell that it's pretty much Würzburg. Never mind, I'll just keep reading. According to police, some people were seriously and even fatally wounded. A return reports that 20 were injured, although this figure later revised down to 3 seriously injured and 1 light injury. 14 others were in shock. I mean, folks, according to some reports, the culprit was shot by police after trying to flee. Yeah, coward! That's all you bastards are! Religion of peace. Why don't you go back to... Never mind. Anyway, unfortunately, this could yet be another of how political correctness kills. Basically, and I agree with that as well. I mean, and here's the clip about that from Anthropologist Watson himself.
It turns out now that, of course, he left the suicide note. He was a 17-year-old Afghan migrant who had come in as a result of Angela Merkel's humanitarian, culturally enriching wave of mass migration. Pages from a notebook found at the home of an Afghan teen who attacked passengers on a German train with an axe, I guess we have to ban assault axes now, may be regarded as a suicide note, police and investigating officials said during a press briefing on Tuesday. And it's surprising that they're actually even giving a press briefing, given the fact that in the past, German police have been ordered to cover up details about migrants committing crimes. We had the incident just after the Paris attacks where it was a Germany versus France soccer match at the stadium before the game. The police testified, the EMTs testified that they had found bombs in a fake dummy ambulance. That got covered up pretty quickly. The head of ZDF, Germany's top broadcaster, came out and admitted that they basically report what they're told to report by the German government. You had the mass molestation of women in not only Cologne, but also Hamburg on New Year's Eve. That was covered up for several days by the police authorities, by the German government, despite the fact that details emerged on social media almost immediately. So again, it's a surprise that we even get to find out the identity of this axe attacker at all, given the cover-up that we've seen in the past.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I've already said it all. I've already said this multiple times already, so I'm not going to repeat myself. These people are being brought in by Angela Merkel. Hashtag Angela for prison. Or Merkel for prison. Which one? Please choose which one you want. She's bringing in a whole bunch of refugees, and she thinks that she ain't gonna get and she thinks she's gonna get away with it. She's not gonna get away with it when it's all said and done. this woman, they need to stop this before they finally just Islamify the entire Eastern Europe. And I think that's exactly what is going to actually happen here. The fact that we're now seeing all this happen now is a clear indication that they're going to basically bring them in here to bring down the West and Europe, to make us all servile and submit and capitulate to their own ideology. But this is an article written by Steve Watson, and the title is Trump, Cruz is a snubness is no big deal. Cruz, I won't be a servile puppy dog. Underneath that is the conservatives label Cruz dumb and selfish. For those who don't know, the Republican National Convention was 2 weeks ago, and basically character came on there and said that he will not endorse Donald Trump. And I'll have some words about that later on, but basically I will continue on with the article here. It says that GOP nominee Donald Trump has dismissed Ted Cruz's snub in typical fashion, declaring it to be no big deal. In a recent tweet earlier Tuesday, Trump noticed that in refusal to endorse Trump, Cruz effectively broke a pledge he made to the GOP earlier in the year, supporting the eventual nominee. Trump also noted that he allowed Cruz to make his speech even though he read it ahead of time and knew the senator was not going to endorse him. Well, they must have given him you know what. Anyway, the backlash to Cruz's move has made headlines across the country. Some have said that Trump allowed Cruz to speak, knowing that the reaction to the senator from most GOP supporters would be a hostile one. Cruz himself doubled down Tuesday again, refusing to commit to vote for Trump and claiming that his personally told Trump said days ago that he wasn't going to endorse him. Cruz attempted to turn the tables on Trump by claiming he was defying the party's leadership and sticking to his own guns. Let me ask you folks here, how many of y'all would like to see more leaders stand up to John Boehner and Mitch McConnell, Mr. Cruz asked, referring to the past Speaker of the House and current Senate Majority Leader. Basically, and here's giving out about that too.
A Trump ally says he is a self-absorbed little man. Let me tell you what, nobody liked what he had to say last night except for Hillary Clinton. Because what Ted Cruz essentially said last night was, I'm with her. He not only didn't dance around the endorsement, but he essentially called for people to not vote for Donald Trump. He did exactly the opposite of what Mitch McConnell did. When Mitch McConnell spoke, the speech began with boos from the floor because people are not happy with what Mitch McConnell has done as leader of the Senate. He's betrayed them on Obamacare, on the open borders, and so forth and so on. But what he wisely did was he made a case for electing Donald Trump. So Mitch McConnell started out with everybody booing him. But when he ended up, everybody was cheering him. So you have Ted Cruz come on last night. He had a lot of Cruz supporters there. I think it was very wise for Donald Trump to allow him to speak rather than to play the kind of games that Mitt Romney did 4 years ago, having the Rules Committee rewrite the rules to make sure that Ron Paul was not going to be allowed to speak. I think it was very wise for Donald Trump to give him enough rope to hang himself, to show everybody what he is really about. And that's essentially what we saw last night. He came out to massive applause. At the beginning, when he walked on stage, there was a lot of Cruz delegates there. He had a full minute of applause. And then he walked off with boos. If they'd had any fruit, they would have been throwing it at him. They had to escort his wife off the stage. There was a person in one of the donor rooms that had to be restrained who wanted to physically attack him. He was not allowed into the donor room of the Adelsons, and this is a guy who had courted the Israeli lobby very heavily.
All right, thank you, Mr. Knight. What Donald Trump did here was pretty much classic. He gave him enough rope as he as Mr. Knight said, and he hung himself. And that's exactly what he did. And now, when he tries to get reelected, he ain't gonna get reelected back in the office. Okay, folks, this is the last article here, and this is an article from Breitbart. The title is called Leftist Protest Catches a Fire on Fire from Burning U.S. Flag. Underneath it says police and protesters attempt to treat injuries of and work together to carry off the burnt protester. Smoking. Again. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say here. Philadelphia letter. Protesters at the Democratic Convention grew rowdier than previous nights as the U.S. flag was set on fire. First Amendment right, of course. A protester attempting to dance in the burning flames ended up on fire. The graphic video shows is being seen below. Police and protesters are attempting injuries and work together to carry the protester off. And here's the video here. It's kind of hilarious at best, so I'm gonna sign off here. Well, there you go. That's 13 hours, right? Yeah, that was the best 13 hours of pretty much anybody else's life. I mean, the guy got, and I hate to say it too, but that was actually kind of funny. The idiot wore a skirt, and he tried to dance in the flames. I mean, not dance on the flame. Not in the flame, he danced on it, and the skirt caught fire, and he got burnt. And he had to pull a stop, drop, and roll maneuver on there. I mean, this is the kind of thing we're gonna have to look forward to, folks. I'm not kidding. If Hillary, we got a bunch of neocons and communist people waving flags saying basically it's our time, and Joe Soros, which you see before you saying I found her, I own her, I'm with her. Basically is actually probably telling everybody to activate. I mean, he brought down Ukraine, and technically this is our future if you think I'm kidding around. I mean, seriously. The country is in a lot of trouble, and if you ain't voting for Trump, you crazy or something. That's just all I'm gonna say at this point. I hope the protester learns not to dance on fire while wearing a skirt, because technically they don't mix, and technically speaking, I hope he learns a good lesson from it. Well, that's all the articles I have for you today. If you'd like me to read about these articles, please go to link below or go to Infowars.com or PlayStation.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like this one I have for you today. This is the Infowars News with I'm Infowars, now for film radio number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye-bye.